What's up, floaters? Today we're checking out WoodBabi Education, best dust collector for a small shop. Her links will be in the description. Disclaimer.
What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be running the dust collection system in my shop. Now this is one area of weakness for me. My last two shop spaces, I really didn't have any form of organized dust collection. I'm a singular stretchy tube running it from my dust collector to whatever tool, and half the time I didn't even run the dust collection. This time around, I want like a really dedicated system so that no matter what tool I'm using, from my biscuit cutter to my table saw, I have really sound quality dust collection. I don't want lung cancer. No. I don't want a lot of sawdust on the floor. I want a clean working system.
Yeah, you deserve it.
I've got my PVC here. I have a really cool method to organize all of this plumbing. So keep watching and see how I figure out my great solution.
WoodBabi.
Go ahead and get this tube popped into place. Now, I did buy some all-purpose cement to glue all of my joints together. However, I'm realizing that that's not totally necessary. So because this is working on a vacuum system, as soon as the vacuum kicks on, that's basically going to pull all the joints together automatically. If I were to glue everything together, that's literally creating one solid PVC pipe that's the only way you can take it apart is by cutting it apart. And that's really not ideal. I'm all for flexibility.
She's all for flexibility. That's good to hear.
And get her locked in place.
Wow.
Oh, that was close. Okay.
Can't even hardly see her shorts. Her ass is so hungry.
So for all the pieces that are facing downwards, I am going to go in with some all-purpose cement and lock these into place, because anything that's facing down, obviously gravity is not our friend.
Doesn't look like gravity's bothering you too much.
It comes with like in a little wand, and you gotta work really quickly. Almost like hot glue, where as you apply it, it actually melts the PVC, and then when you put it in, you want to push and twist.
Oh yeah, push and
push,
twist.
And then twist. Alright, now that I have all of my tubing done for my dust collection system, it's time to actually start building the intake for it. So I have here a template from KM Tools. I'll make sure to link it below. This essentially works by my dust collection tube coming on top, and it's going to be able to slide back and forth, and then below will be my intake feed from all of my power tools. Like, I'll be honest, y'all, I have used a lot of different types of hearing protection. This by far cancels the sound the best I've ever experienced, but I look so stupid.
You look fine. Like, what do you think?
These go out so far, I feel like I'm a clown. Like, I just need a little red nose, and the fit is complete.
Perfect match.
Oh my god. There we go. I'm just gonna do one in each corner.
Yeah, nail it.
I don't know why
my
brain does this. Every single time I slap my fence into place, like tap it into place, I instantly think, slap the baby.
Slap the
baby.
baby.
So whenever I'm tapping the fence into place, I'm like, slap the baby.
Okay.
Slap the baby. I don't know why my brain does it, but without fail for the past 2 years, that's what my brain does.
That's what mine does too.
Completely honest with you, the directionals that came with this, little confusing. Connect this, this, and this, but doesn't really label anything on the diagram, and doesn't really show you how you're supposed to connect it. It just tells you to do it.
Stuff it together, see what happens.
Figure it out. Okay, so when you were assembling this, you got your French cleat, you got your 1 9/16, and then you got your 1 3/16 up top. Make sure it's tight.
Make sure it's tight. I'm sure it is.
There we go.
Rhoda.
You will see here that I have a bushing on it. I just cut all the way through my first circle. I just did like 1/8 inch passes over and over again until I cut all the way through. Now because of my bushing, I do have a little bit of a lip here.
Did she just say she got a little bit of lip on her bushing?
One of these router bits and follow along, so the edge of this will sit along the edge of my template like so, and I'll be able to then flush cut this entire thing to my template. A lot easier if I had my drill drill press. I do own one. It's just still in the box. Everything's in storage.
Drill
So I'm
press.
going to do the best I can to keep this square and straight, but it would be a lot easier if I had my drill press. So we are almost done with this build. I now have my main piece here, and then I followed the same process I did for here to get my little top piece here. So I am now just missing my countersink. Go ahead and actually use my router for my countersink. Alright, so you'll see here that I'm setting my plunge router to 3/16 of an inch so that these buddies can be in the perfect location. I'm going to put the tiniest dot ever inside the wood here. Alright, so I now have this locked perfectly in place, and then when you pull the little tab, it will spring up.
Yeah, when you pull it, it like spring up.
The last step is to add these little pieces here and drill them in. This is what's going to allow me to actually connect the hoses to the unit itself. So let's go ahead and screw these in really fast.
It's just spraying everywhere.
Okay, so this is really similar to the Wagner spray painter that I had before. Now that one was corded, and I honestly didn't really like using it. I had gotten it to paint some rooms in my house, and the coat was somewhat uneven and really thin, even when I had it at its max spray capacity. And so I was really hesitant to invest or get another handheld smaller size paint spray. So having something small and versatile like this, especially when it's not corded, is absolutely amazing. Also, one other thing I want to point out really fast
My buddy's got one of
is
those.
their batteries, chef's kiss. With one hand, I can like pinch, pull out, and pop it back in.
Pull it out, and pop
so
it back
easy.
in.
Whereas I'm a DeWalt girly at heart, like all of my battery power tools are DeWalt. When I have to put a DeWalt battery in, I usually have to like bite it to get it to pop in, and then to take it off, it takes two hands.
It takes two hands to get it off.
Pinch, and then I kind of have to like body it to like slide it off. Especially with my router, it's the most difficult on my router. I always like something about the DeWalt batteries. I get frustrated trying to pop it on. It's just a pain. Whereas this, chef's kiss, one hand. Like, are you kidding me? So my dust collection system is pretty much 95% done. I'm waiting for some additional tubing to come in the mail to be able to finish hooking everything up. But I can at least give you guys the rundown of pretty much how this whole system is going to work. I have here my selector that I just finished building. So you'll see here, I can lift the tab up and pull it into place. When I release the tab, it just locks into that hole, so I know I'm
falls in the hole.
correctly. Now I will say, don't paint it. I painted this because I wanted to match the aesthetic of the space, and the paint honestly created almost like a sticky texture. It makes sliding this back and forth a little bit more difficult. So I would avoid painting it if you can.
Just put it on tracks.
You'll see here, like if I lift up and push, it kind of sticks on me, which you don't want. You want it to move really smoothly.
You don't want it to stick. It's going to slide in there.
Down, so this whole section is connected. My second port is going to be actually a sweeping section. So I got this little feeder here that's going to sit on the floor. And then when I get a bunch of sawdust on the ground, I can move this over to the second port, switch on my dust collection, and it will suck up all the sawdust on the floor. Now I'm going to be running a magnetic strip across the top here, so if there's any screws or metal shavings on the ground, it will stick to the magnet and not get sucked into my dust collection, which is really important. And then finally, my third port here is going to run directly to my table saw station, which I have not yet built, but I have really cool plans for it. Now, the final thing I want to show you guys are these blast gates. As you just saw, I literally just finished painting all the PVC, so I don't want to install these quite yet until the paint is dry. I'm going to sit directly into this tube here on all 5 spots, and I essentially will be able to open and close these ports as I need, so that when I turn on my dust collection, it's not trying to pull or vacuum from all of the ports. It'll only be trying to vacuum from the port that's open. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope my system helps you guys in your own shop. And stay tuned for my next project, which will be building all the custom cabinetry for this space.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Later.